It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? We can hardly wait for the start of this one, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
And that's definitely the way to get things started. That's the way it was drawn up in the locker room, in pregame, and everything. And they got it done right away, running the ball for a big game.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now 2nd and 3. Shotgun now with Purdy. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Used to have a coach used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
Here's Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Purdy bootlegging it. And he's got it. And the Niners are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Purdy will look to throw again here. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Purdy now to throw. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle taking it in. And the 49ers are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, down in this part of the field, CD, they'd love to get him the football. And right there, a little pitch and catch for the score.
Yeah, and he's such a weapon when it's that close to the end zone, and they love being able to rely on him to make those kind of catches. Talk about trust, talk about confidence, and he produces.
Jake Moody now for the point after. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Rodgers going to throw. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now Rodgers. His throw incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, here's the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt for the Jets. This is taken at about the 14. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Out of the gun, Purdy. He'll get this to Jennings over the middle. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Purdy. That one out wide and intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Yeah, that's a good start to drive number 2. Remember, they had to punt the first time they had it. So maybe a little bit different sense of purpose here, and they start out with a nice gain and a quick first down.
Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Running left, it's Hall. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Throwing now is Rodgers. This is caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Rodgers. Forced out to his under pressure. Down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this 3rd drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that's incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Second and 10. Back to throw, Purdy. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. Being chased out left. Purdy from the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. And throwing here, Purdy. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. they become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Purdy looking to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Jets will take over. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Now it's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers again now. Open man here is Conklin. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now a 2nd and 2. Here's Rodgers to throw. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Zerline's kick is up and through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Looking deep for Jennings. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
We saw a fine performance in the first half from the former Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Jets offense and Breece Hall headed out onto the field. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
41 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
That one taken in by Corley. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Jeremy Ruckert, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Jets have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 26. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And motion left goes a tight end. They go play action here. Purdy throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 55 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Shotgun now with Purdy. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And Deebo going to have a Niners 1st down as he'll get the ball down inside the 30. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Niners are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. Now Moody for the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll give it to Hall to start the drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 51 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet 1st down.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To throw, it's Rodgers. This one finds Wilson downfield. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Going right back to Wilson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They go right back to him for 20 and a 1st.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. They'll run with Hall. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout. And that touchdown breaks our tie here in the fourth quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Niners offense and Christian McCaffrey ready to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. Called in left side here by Jennings. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. It's hard to do because you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Throwing right, and that's complete. And across the track, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Deebo Samuel from 17 yards out. And the Niners are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination at it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Rodgers to throw. And that's caught by Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. To throw is Rodgers. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here's 1st down. Back to throw, Rodgers. Caught left side, Williams. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This from 52, and this for the win. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Purdy to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.